The California exodus is real, and it's happening. Once upon a time, the Golden State was one of the top choices for Americans who were searching for golden opportunities, education, and a happy lifestyle. But between 2021 and 2022, 818,000 Californians have emptied their nests and moved elsewhere. So why exactly are the locals fleeing like California is a house on fire? Is California on the verge of abandonment? Should you be worried about it as a Californian? In this video, we're going to expose the 7 reasons why everyone is leaving California and if you should consider the same. Ready to find out? Number 7, the Californian education system is failing. California's education system, once well known for its excellence, is now facing significant problems that are causing concern. A recent report from the City Journal shows that California has the highest rate of illiteracy in the nation, with 23.1% of residents aged 15 and above unable to read a sentence. The cost of living makes things worse, as 34% of households, including 3.7 million Californians, struggle to cover basic living expenses. Public schools, a major source of education for many families, are dealing with serious challenges due to budget cuts affecting classroom resources and teacher salaries. The proposed budget for K-12 education this month is $93.8 billion, which is $4 billion less than the estimates from January. The impact of reduced funding is evident in larger class sizes and fewer resources for teachers to address individual student needs. Additionally, the National Assessment of Educational Progress reveals that proficiency levels in reading and math among California students are below the national average, pointing to a systemic issue that needs attention. The shift to remote learning during the pandemic widened educational disparities, as not all students had equal access to technology, leading to a more noticeable education gap. These challenges lead some families to look for alternative educational options, emphasizing the urgent need for California to improve its education system to retain residents. Number 6, homelessness is on the verge. The homelessness crisis in California has reached alarming levels, affecting both urban centers and smaller communities. A recent poll shows that 84% of Californians see homelessness as a very serious problem, with Los Angeles City and County reporting an estimated 71,320 homeless folks. The state's homeless population is staggering and stands as the second highest total in the nation after New York City. Statewide, California's homeless count stands at 181,399, the highest in the nation. Housing costs, worsened by the economic downturn caused by COVID-19, significantly contribute to homelessness. Affordability challenges, combined with job losses, have left many unable to afford housing, pushing them onto the streets. Mental health and addiction issues worsen the crisis, creating a cycle where lack of housing, employment, and access to necessary support services perpetuates the problem. In response to the complex interplay of factors, California has implemented new legislation expanding the definition of gravely disabled people to include those unable to provide basic needs due to untreated mental illness or substance abuse. This legislation aims to help authorities provide care to homeless individuals struggling with mental health or addiction issues. The homelessness crisis has widespread consequences, impacting neighborhoods, businesses, and the overall atmosphere of communities. Addressing this complex issue requires not just affordable housing but also comprehensive solutions involving mental health support, addiction treatment, and job opportunities. As residents seek places with more promising opportunities for positive change, California must implement effective solutions to address the factors compelling people to leave. Number 5, people are tired of the traffic and lack of maintenance. A recent report from Fox 5 highlights significant concerns about California's roads. The analysis shows that 44% of the roads in California are in poor condition, surpassing all other states, with only 22% considered in good condition. This emphasizes the widespread challenges in maintaining roads, leading to constant construction that worsens traffic congestion. The ongoing construction makes it difficult for the infrastructure to keep up with the growing population, significantly affecting residents' daily lives. Commutes, expected to take 30 minutes, often become hour-plus ordeals, not only in Los Angeles but also in various cities. Public transportation, seen as a solution, faces challenges as many people still prefer using their cars. A recent EMC research poll reveals that 45% of residents avoid public transit due to safety concerns. The negative effects of extensive traffic go beyond wasted time, impacting air quality. The concentration of vehicles in traffic leads to increased emissions, creating a cycle of more traffic and higher pollution levels. Potholes, a common road hazard worsened by rainfall, pose additional challenges. In March alone, over 30 vehicles were damaged on the rain-soaked 71 freeway due to encounters with large potholes, reflecting a broader trend of harmful car damage across Southern California. These road conditions, like landmines for vehicles, result in an uncomfortable driving experience, causing damage to wheels and axles. The frustration among residents is evident, prompting some to consider moving to areas with smoother roads and fewer commuting challenges. The cumulative impact of these infrastructure challenges contributes to the ongoing trend known as the California Exodus. Number 4, taxes are too high. No matter what part of the world you talk about, people are attracted to places that offer tax incentives to their residents. California is not one of those places. Instead, California boasts some of the highest income tax rates in America, going up to 13.3%. And before you can get your paycheck of your hard-earned money, much of it already goes to the tax man. According to the most recent PPIC statewide survey, 71% of adults in the Golden State think California ranks near the top or is above average in terms of state and local tax burden per capita. But income tax isn't the only thing that makes the Californian nightmare worse. Sales tax drives up prices, regardless of whether you're a seller or a buyer. Currently, the sales tax percentage is 7.25% and is consistently going up every few months. If you've purchased an already expensive property, you'll also be liable to pay property taxes, which again is higher than anywhere else. Number 3, California is a natural disaster magnet. If we're being honest with each other, California is modern-day Pompeii, Atlantis, and Indus Valley when it comes to frequent and intense natural disasters. Worsened by pollution and global warming, the Golden State is not safe for anyone who wants to live a peaceful life. Wildfires have increasingly become an annual occurrence in California, and the impact is concerning. An article on CNBC notes a 5-fold increase in the area burned by wildfires in California's northern and central forests from 1,971 to 2021. What's troubling is not just the increase in numbers, but the significant growth in the size of these fires, like huge monsters wiping out everything in their path. Notably, the 10 largest wildfires in California happened in the last 20 years, with 5 occurring in 2020 and 8 after 2017. Scientists predict a possible 50% increase in the area burned during an average summer by the middle of the century. Another environmental challenge is the ongoing drought in California. Despite substantial snowfall in February and heavy rains, these events had little impact on the long-standing drought. According to the U.S. Drought Monitor, an overwhelming 99.39% of the state remains unusually dry or in drought conditions, leading to crops withering, water supplies shrinking, and an increasing risk of wildfires as forests dry out. Now, the state does have reservoirs in place to efficiently take advantage of the cruel weather, but the intensity of the recent storms is causing more problems for the state's water infrastructure. To put it simply, these 20th century reservoirs weren't built to last against the Cali weather these days. Last but not least, earthquakes and mudslides are another problem that the residents have to dodge after heavy rainfall, making life in this state much less pleasant than it used to be. Number 2, there are no jobs anymore. We know that the costs of living around the world is rising to insane prices. Whether you're looking to settle down in Calgary or want to make it in California, all you need is a good job with great pay. But the problem in California is the fact that there are literally no jobs for Californians to pick from. While the U.S. unemployment rate in August 2023 was 3.9%, which is lower than what it was last year, California's unemployment rate was standing at a tall 5.1%. Now, California is quite famous for its gig economy and remote working mindset. After COVID-19, and with the cost of living going higher, people turn to food delivery, Uber driving, and other gig jobs to make ends meet. Yet, it's not really stable enough of an income to be considered plenty for most Californians, at least for now. After COVID-19, the economy in California is still in the recovery stage and people have found comfort in remote working options. It reduces the intense competition that the local job market has and pays a neat amount too. That's where most Californians are thinking. If I can do my job remotely, maybe I should do it where I can live cheap and save more bucks in the bank. California is an awesome state, no doubt. However, the job market has been a headache for many residents who are trying to catch a break in a fast-paced game. Because of this, most of them are looking around to find a place where the cost of living isn't sky-high and you're not competing with 2,000 other folks for the same job. Number 1, the cost of living is a cruel joke. Presently, 4 out of 10 Californians are thinking about moving to another state, mainly because living in California is costly. U.S. Census data shows that California's population has decreased for 3 years in a row, mainly because of the rising cost of living. Californians' satisfaction with their finances has dropped, with only 29% feeling content, a significant decrease from the 41% reported at the beginning of 2020. Almost half of the people surveyed acknowledged that they can manage their money but struggle to save or deal with unexpected expenses. More than 25% of participants reported having a hard time making ends meet. Home prices in California have gone up a lot, going beyond the national average. Concerns about affordability are noticeable as potential homebuyers encounter challenging down payment requirements. Renting is no better, with prices continually increasing. The financial stress isn't just about housing, it affects various aspects of daily life. Basic necessities like groceries, gas, and utilities have seen significant price increases, making them seem like high-end products. Healthcare costs contribute significantly to the overall financial burden, where even with insurance, people have to pay a lot out of pocket, leading to a potential financial crisis. So, all in all, the California exodus is as real as it gets, at least right now. People are struggling to make ends meet with competitive job markets, high taxes, and the cost of living along. All of this is pushing more and more Californians out of the state in search of better opportunities. Those who don't are somehow spilling out on the streets, worsening the homelessness problem. And this brings us to the end of our video today. We hope you enjoyed unraveling the Californian exodus with us and hope we'll see you around next time. Till then, be happy, be kind, and spread love. Goodbye.